So I wanted to talk about the game today against Las Palmas and talk about players, a few things regarding the game. So first thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that now we're winning this kind of games, difficult games away from home against relegation teams really that struggle for everything, and they make sure they play against big teams like Las Palmas. We lost against them in the Monge week, and things that Hansi Flick is learning the lesson against these kind of teams, right? And these are the games that win you La Liga. This is how we win La Liga. When we win this kind of games, we have great chance at winning La Liga. The La Liga is not won at the Clásico, right? Or against Atletico. This is the kind of games that decide at the end of the season whether you'll be champion or not. So, and I'm pretty sure we have so many games ahead for the three teams that are fighting for La Liga. Some of them are going to stumble, right? Some of them are going to get into one of these games and lose points, whether losing the 3 points or 2 points, right? So, and I like that we're winning these kind of games, right? So, this is a good thing that Hansi Flick have learned the lesson, and he improved defensively, right? He improved the team defensively. The last 5 games, we only received 1 goal, right? So it was only 1 goal against us, which means that we're improving defensively. And the first reason for that is Chezny, right? So Chezny brought a lot of calm, a lot of serenity in the back for the back line. And also the fact that Hansi Flick is playing 2 central defenders that used to play together, right? So Eddie Garcia and Kubarsi seems to be complementary, right? So they're making less mistakes. Garcia is covering really in good situations. We've seen that he recovered the ball and knows how to intercept and just cover for Kubarsi or for the fullbacks. So defensively, we're getting stronger. That's a good thing, right? And Chezny is good part of that. So he made a lot of saves today. And you can see that he's really strong when saving, right? You can see that his hand is really strong. When you shoot at him, he's different than Pena. Pena is to be a little bit frail, not reassuring. He was good. He was better ball on his feet. But I think that Chezny is improving. The reason why I think Hansi Flick prefers to play with Chezny. So Lamine Yamal first half was really terrible, right? So he slowed the game a lot. In many situations, he could have made the pass quickly, but he preferred to keep the ball. We've seen calls from Rafinha, from Ferran, and they didn't got the ball. So he had a terrible first half, but then he improved in the second half, right? So not sure if because of Olmo coming into the pitch and changing the dynamic, and also helped Lamine Yamal be more dynamic, more creative, and having more options. So it's just that Hansi Flick is reacting very well the last few games and making the right changes, the right timing, right? So he's not only making player changes, but he is making tactical changes oftentimes. And we've seen the difference this game with Olmo, right? So second half felt like the game is more fluid. We're creating more chances, and Olmo is the key, right? So Olmo, what should I say about Olmo, right? So I've rarely seen players as good as him on first touch and back to the game, right? So he has this way of eliminating players with just the first touch, right? So he's just disposing of defenders while he's back on the ball, right? So while he's back on the game. And he's just a killer inside the box, right? So he has this way of playing in tight spaces, no matter how many defenders are around him. He can control the ball, dribbles, scores so many goals in that position, right? So he's one of the unique players that can do that. I have never seen players similar to him that much. As skillful as they are, they don't have this specific skill of being able to play in tight spaces and in dangerous areas, right? So for people who play football, inside the box, when you have 4 or 5 defenders around you, it's emergency. Everyone is trying to close spaces and they try to block you, and he still manages to go through. Sometimes just past the line. I don't know how he does it, but it seems that he's kind of stopping time, dribbling through, and then click, pause and then play. And I'm not sure if he's slipping a Mickey's to these defenders, but he seems to go through, right? So hopefully he will stay healthy, not get injured. I think we're on the right path with the physical staff, with the coaching staff. They're taking care of him. They had a DNA test lately, and it seems that everything looked positive. So they know how to just adjust his training to be able to make sure he doesn't get injured. So we'll see what happens. If he gets more time, more playing time, I think this player can help us win the Champions League. This is the kind of player who scores the winner in a final of the Champions League or World Cup, or we've seen him in Euros, and we've seen how he's crucial, for the title, right? So another player is Ferran Torres, right? Del Tiburon. I think he's scoring so many goals lately, and he's really scoring important goals either, right? So he's always coming at the right time and scores this kind of goals that just relieve you, right? So we were kind of last few minutes of the game, he comes in and scores and relieves everyone. I think he deserves more time, deserves to play sometimes, replacing Lewandowski. Looks like we have options there, right? We can play with Olmo as a false 9 or Ferran Torres, which is really good for the next few games. So we have a very charged schedule. I think Hansi Flick needs to make a lot of changes, and those are the options in the attack, right? So great win, difficult win, but it's very important. So hopefully we continue to win this kind of games, and see you guys in the Copa del Rey game against Atletico, right? So let's see what happens. I'll take